What's going on, y'all? Want to holler at you and give another round of updates. So, just received my first offer since being laid off back in July 28th of this year. Feeling real good about that. Sent my counter offer to them. So now I'm just waiting to hear something back, whether it's a yay, nay, kiss my ass, whatever. So we'll see what happens with that. But that ain't what I want to talk about right now. I want to talk about mistakes, man. So it's about to be October in a few days, and I'm just going back on my life and thinking about the choices that I made. And October to March of this year, that was the most depressing time of my life because of a choice I made to leave Alabama and go back to Maryland when I made it out clean the first time. I should have stayed where I was at. And you know how Snapchat or Google Photos, it shows you, hey, do you remember what you were doing a year ago today? So I'm starting to see that now. And I remember we were in Augusta for Kamaya's birthday. And I remember spending that weekend with her and just having to turn around and get back on the road and go back up to Maryland, which I didn't have to do. I have to say, leaving Kamaya, leaving my family, leaving my support system again for the second time, that was the worst mistake I made of my professional and personal life. And it was all self-inflicted. Nobody did that but me. I can't blame anybody else but me. And yes, I was able to get back and right some of my wrongs, but the thing that I cannot get back is that time that I missed, that valuable time that I could have had with Kamaya. That time I could have had with my parents, my friends down here. All that time for what? I was chasing the bag. And granted, that was the most money I have ever made in my professional career, but it came at the expense of time, being away from the people that mattered the most. Now, there are going to be times where you're going to have to be away from family. You're going to have to be away from loved ones. You got to do what you got to do. But I didn't have to do that. I set myself back very big by doing that. Just in all aspects of my life, I set myself back. I could have stayed in Alabama and did what I wanted to do here. I could have stayed in Alabama and basically did what I was trying to do in Baltimore. I could have did it here. But I was thinking, oh, I got so much stuff I haven't done yet in Baltimore. I left at the wrong time. It was all cap, man. Should have never left. And now that the fall is approaching of a new year, I'm reminded of the mistakes I made last year. Going back, looking at my snaps. How could I be so stupid? That's what I'm thinking to myself. And that's something now that I have to live with until I don't have to live with it anymore. But I guess this video is just for reflection purposes, to think about what could have been, the relationships that could have been saved, that times that could have been had. But hindsight is always 20/20, right? And I remember being in that apartment in Baltimore on Park Ave, just being lonely. I've never felt so. The only time I felt that alone was when I was going through my divorce. But like I said, this was self-inflicted. I didn't have to do it. I would just get up, go to work, come home, talk to Kamai. So many hours away. I could have been doing that here. On a weekend, it would have been nothing, just get in the car and drive 4 hours, versus trying to plan trips months in advance because you're so far away. Thank God I was able to get back, and that's not reality anymore, but you still got to think about that time that was lost, all that valuable time. It was 6 months. It wasn't due to a deployment. It wasn't something that I couldn't control. It was 100% on me, and I take full accountability and responsibility for that. This was a sad time, man. Now, this year compared to last is way better, but the effects are still felt from what I did. And nobody's thinking about this but me. This ain't on anybody's radar but me and the 1 or 2 people that might see this. But I just wanted to give you that tad bit of information, just because I just wanted to give it to you. There's no rhyme or reason. I just wanted to get that out. But I'm back, not going anywhere if I can control it. But man, that was just a bad time, man. And I had no idea I had no idea what I was in store for. The PTSD I would have encountered, developed, the being alone, the sadness, all of that stuff. I had no idea. But now I know. And now that I do know that, it's not going to happen again. But I just wanted to get that out before I go to bed tonight. But anyway, I'll holler at y'all.